Hi, I'm Dr. Carolyn Davidson with Elliot Cardiovascular Consultants. Today we're going to show you a really quick and easy snack. So I pulled a bunch of leaves of dinosaur kale from my garden, but you can use really any kind of kale. And dinosaur kale is sort of this funny looking stalk. I ripped off the ribs, and I will show you how, just so you can do it yourself. You take a full kale like this is what a leaf looks like, and you just sort of pull out the rib. It's just really tough. You can eat it, it's just really tough. So you're gonna take the kale, wash it, dry it. I don't completely dry it, I just sort of spin it. I'm just gonna show you how easy this is because I just put it in a salad spinner. Now I'm just gonna chop it really roughly. And then I'm going to toss it with olive oil, pepper, and a little garlic powder. Put it in a 300-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes until it completely gets crispy, and it'll be just like a chip. All right, so here is the olive oil, and you just basically drizzle it all with olive oil. You don't want it soaking wet, but you want it sort of everything to get the olive oil. A little garlic powder over everything, a little pepper. If you don't have a problem with high blood pressure or heart failure, you can do a little salt, but it's totally up to you how you want to season it. And then you sort of toss it all together. This is sort of no fuss, as you would say. And I do this all on the baking sheet so I don't make a lot of mess, but you could put aluminum foil or a parchment paper underneath here. And so there's not tons of olive oil left. It's just kind of everything sort of covered in olive oil. And because I'm making these ones for my kids, I'm probably going to put a little more salt on them. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little more salt. And then I'm going to put them in a preheated 300-degree oven, and it'll be about 20 minutes all said and done. If you do 10 minutes and then sort of take them out and sort of toss them around a little bit, you'll notice some of the edges are starting to crisp, but not all of it, and it'll be sort of like half of it is crispy. You want it to be a pretty thin layer. If you are more than 1 or 2 leaves thick on your baking sheet, just get a second baking sheet. All right, so this has been about 10 minutes since the kale's been in. I'm just gonna take this out and I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. So it's starting to wilt, but it's definitely not dry yet. So just take a pair of regular old tongs and sort of toss everything. And like I said before, some of it's gonna be dry, some of it won't, so it's okay if you crack some of it. The dry stuff is actually what you're kind of aiming for. So you're kind of tossing it a little bit, but you're trying to dry out the wet stuff. So make sure you separate it well. Let everything get a chance to have some heat. All right, so I'm going to put this back in the oven for about 5-10 minutes, and we'll look at it again. All right, so it's been another 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna take them out of the oven. And these are nice and crisp. So for an example, you can see a hand itching to grip one. But for the most part, they're really crispy and great. I usually let them cool first, but sometimes desperate hands are feeding desperate mouths. Enjoy!